what is happening at Essendon in the coaching job? I want a daily update from you.
Well, I can't give you a daily update because I've spoken to nobody that's on the inside of this. What I do know is that James Hird is very, very keen to be the coach of the Essendon Football Club. I know that for a fact.
And you've on the record as not being overly supportive of that?
I am supportive of him throwing his hat into the ring and going for the job as hard as he likes. There's been others that have pulled out. We learned at the weekend that Pike won't be part of that too. I am still hearing from those around the edges of all this that Brad Scott might still be interested in going for the job.
Right.
But that would only be, I would think, at the very pointy end of interviews.
Right.
But at this stage, I read somewhere at the weekend where Lloydo, your good mate, is put his hand up and
he's put his hand up for the job.
No, was pushing for James to be the next coach at Essendon. It's very interesting.
Matthew Lloyd is he pushing for James Hird, did you say?
Well, that's how I read it, but it was an article that I read, and there was a cut and paste job. So maybe the way that it was cut and paste maybe misrepresented in some way the context of what it was he was saying on the radio at the weekend.
Send me a message, quick sticks.
And what else? What else am I hearing around that?
So James is absolutely 100% full on invested and doing everything possible to win that job.
Gian Siracusa has gone for the job, so he's been interviewed. Blake Carousella.
Has that been reported, Gian Siracusa?
I don't know. Blake Carousella hasn't been approached to be interviewed for the job.
Won't be?
Don't know.
Doesn't sound like he will be.
I don't know. He's overseas at the
So
moment.
that's Solomon has interviewed for the job, Uze's interviewed for the job, Brendan Lade's interviewed for the job, James Hird's interviewed for the job, and now you're saying Daniel Gian Siracusa's interviewed for the job.
That's right. That is correct. And he got down to, I think, the last three at Carlton, I think. They were really impressed with him.
Gia?
On Gia.
Is Brad Scott maybe waiting until his official commitments, like he'd be a busy man right now with the AFL, he'd have a lot on his plate?
He would, but I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. So,
well, you've brought it up unsolicited.
What do you mean I brought it up unsolicited?
You said you're hearing that Brad Scott may still be a part of the process.
Yeah, somebody who I believe to be connected to people around the job, I think, are saying that he may at some point be interviewed. So, but that's not confirmed. I'm just saying the person that I've spoken to, who has been very good and very clear with other bits of information, said that is the case.
Okay, everyone.
But I haven't spoken to Brad directly myself.